Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, wanted to share this with you, and this is just a cautionary tale because this is a guy who I actually covered very recently, and he dropped some news about HBAR and XRP, and I believe it was about them having a potential partnership with Goldman Sachs, if I remember rightly. And I want to give you a bit of an update on this because I think even when I covered this, I was very skeptical. And so I'll go and update here, and I want to share this with you guys because you guys might be on X as well. You might obviously just listen to YouTube videos. You might be people who also like to go on X and, you know, see what's going on there as well. And so this is just a cautionary tale. So we've got this guy here named Sean, and his at is Orugo, so I think people was assuming it was Sean Orugo. And yeah, he's put here, breaking, according to internal sources, Apple is joining the HBAR Governing Council in 2025. Now, the both times when I've seen this guy, it's this right here, this, and also when obviously I said there was a potential partnership about XRP and HBAR with Hedera and Ripple, with Goldman Sachs. And I said at the time, I says, guys, look, I did a bit of digging on the guy, tried to find him on places like, LinkedIn and, just general anywhere, cause he's apparently a member of the World Economic Forum as well, which was strange because when I found him on the World Economic Forum, it wasn't that name that he's got on X. So it was really weird. I couldn't find anything definitive of this specific person. And, I said, guys, look, I wouldn't give that any credibility because there was no real proof to back it up or anything like that. It really did just look to me like a very big speculation. There was no evidence or, proof of a source of anyone saying this or anything like that. And I think he said it was a rumor. So even he was saying it oh, it's a rumor, and nothing's come of it, guys. And I still don't, think anything will, if I'll be honest with you. And so you've got this guy now saying, according to internal sources, Apple is joining the HBAR Governing Council. And, when I see things like this, I always get very cautious now. And this is because, I've been in the XRP community for a long time, and this happens a lot specifically within the XRP community. People, say internal sources, and we're hearing behind the scenes and things like that. They say these kind of things, but it's where are you getting this information from then? You're saying internal sources, so who are you to have this internal source, right? Where are you getting this information from? And so we've got a guy here who's actually responding to this post, and he says, this guy was going to sue Hedera a few months ago. He does not work for Hedera or the HBAR Foundation. And so as soon as I saw this, I was interesting, because I say, I'd seen him come up in my feed before, and I wanted to see what the general sentiment was. So I'm not going to read all the replies, but I've scrolled down enough, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, this guy is an habitual liar, basically. He does make a lot of things up. And he actually does reply here. So I just want to read his response as well. So he come in and he said, never threatened to sue anyone, never claimed to work for anyone, been trying my best to create valuable Hedera content to grow the ecosystem, but unfortunately, there are people like yourself who don't understand much about the world. It's fine. Okay, so look, this is what I'm going to say in regards to this, okay? In terms of the suing, I don't know much about that. That's not something I've seen, so I'm not really going to touch too much on that anyway. But he said he's never claimed to work for anyone. And to me, that's important in regards to the original post, because if we just go back up, he said, according to internal sources. So, he's saying, yeah, I've never claimed to work for anyone. So my thing is well, where are you getting this information from then? If you're saying internal sources, you've got to know someone to be able to say internal sources. You've got to know something to be able to make that kind of claim. And so I'll be honest with you, from what I'm seeing overall, this guy, Sean or Orugo, whatever, his name is, I don't think he's trustworthy. Personally, I really don't, because the things that I've seen from him has been sensationalism, really fantasy posts of sounds good, sounds great, Apple joining the governing council, but it just he never has anything to actually back up this stuff. And to me, what it looks like to me personally, it just looks like he's engagement farming. He's just trying to build up his followers by saying really hype stuff about like Hedera, XRP and stuff like that. And he's just trying to become an influencer. He just wants to get money from engagement farming. That's my opinion. Because I've not seen one thing, because I went on his profile after I seen the original post about Goldman Sachs, right? And I was just trying to look at his general content, and there wasn't one thing that I saw on his profile where he put any kind of information that was backed up with like an article or, you know, like a person who he spoke to or anything like that. No interviews or anything like that. So it's like when you're saying certain things like this, like internal sources, what if you're saying you don't work for anyone, then where are you getting this information from? Or are you just pulling it out of the air and making it up? Because that's what it sounds like, right? Like you're saying internal sources, but you're saying you don't work for anyone. So who's your internal source then? Who do you have on the inside of Hedera if you don't have any kind of connection to Hedera? Do you see what I'm saying? And so, you know, as I say, when I scrolled down on this post, a lot of people were saying, yeah, like he's not good for the Hedera, you know, the Hedera community. He lies a lot. He makes a lot of things up. Don't talk with him, that kind of thing. You know, a lot of this was the general sentiment that I was seeing. And so I'm just letting you guys know, for me personally, I don't trust this guy. I'll be honest with you. I think he's an engagement farmer. I think he's just making things up. It's up to you guys if you want to, you know, believe him or not, or maybe you just want to do your own research and check him out. You know, like I say, I did a thorough thing. Like I actually went like on Google looking for him and stuff like that. Tried to see if I could find any kind of online footprint of this guy. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't find anything. And even with his World Economic Forum profile, like it was a different name completely. So it's like, has he got like a different alias or something like that he's using for different things? It was weird. And even the picture looks a little bit different. It doesn't quite look like the same picture on his X profile. So I couldn't really say that it was definitely the same person. So there was just a lot of red flags. Let me put it that way. There was a lot of red flags about him. And so I'm just letting you guys know this because you might stumble across him in the future. To me, from what I'm seeing and just from this, you know, this guy, Rakesh, talking about him as well, to me, sounds like an engagement farmer. And a lot of people have said he's not trustworthy. So to me, I've seen enough, because as soon as I saw this, you know, the Apple joining the HBAR Government Council, I was like, yeah, he said something really big before, and I wasn't, you know, I was saying to my audience, like, not sure I'd really trust this, to be honest with you. I'd like just take it with a pinch of salt for now until we see anything more concrete. Haven't seen anything since then. And then the next thing I'm seeing now is him talking about Apple joining the governing council. You know, we'll see if it does happen. But like, my thing is just like, where's your proof? You can't just keep saying internal sources or I'm hearing rumors. It's like, you got to start to back things up. Do you know what I mean? Because we can all sit here now and just throw things around. I could turn around tomorrow and say, you know, Tesla want to join the governing council. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. I can just say, yeah, it's a rumor, as I'm just hearing it. Do you know what I mean? We can just all make things up as we go along. And for me, I'm not here to do that to the community. You know, I really want to be a staple of like truth and just honesty and trying to be realistic. I don't want to just engagement farm. That's just not me. So I'm just giving this as like a heads up, but it's your choice if you want to take this in. But feel free to have a look. He's at his Oroogle, so that's OROOGLE. So feel free to have a look if you want to like make your own decision. But for me, from what I've saw, I don't trust this guy personally. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.